Travis Wayne Goodsell. Since I'm not allowed to do laundry today, machine broke on us. I was studying up on Zion, according to the Mormon Church. Latter Days Millennial Zion. And I've covered a lot of it in my videos over the years, as that's my number one video on Travis Wayne Goodsell still, as I've studied and learned that it's different than what we as Mormons are born and raised to believe in. Not just that it's not supposed to be in Missouri, but that also the concept of Zion consisting of North and South America is also inaccurate. Yeah, I know. The church keeps pushing it. North and South America is Zion. That's what the church keeps saying. On Zion, New Jerusalem, for the church, on church history topics, it says, in Nauvoo, Joseph Smith taught that Zion consisted of all North and South America. And that's in quotes. Adding that in one sense, any place where the saints gather is Zion. End quotes. It has a footnote reference, which the Wikipedia page does not. And this footnote reference, discourse circa 19 July 1840. If you've been watching my channel, you know exactly what it's referring to. But interestingly, they say it's as reported by unknown scribe A. Really? Unknown? Is that how you're going to treat her? Discourse circa 19 July 1840 as reported by Martha Jane Knowlton Corey A. And it's different than B. That's why there's A. But here's the passage. The redemption of Zion. Now pull out your English grammar and sentence structure. The main word is redemption. Is the salvation of this country, which is North and South America. Did you catch it? Do I need to refer you to the Book of Abraham, where Mormon apologists screw it up big time? We'll come back to this. Facsimile number 1, explanation. The angel of the Lord, the idolatrous god of Pharaoh, the idolatrous priest of Pharaoh in figure 3, if we're going to keep them in order, the idolatrous god of Libnah, the idolatrous god of Mamakra, the idolatrous god of Korash, the idolatrous god of Pharaoh. Have you caught on yet? Redemption of Zion. your apologists say it's the god Elkanah, the god Libnah, the god Mamakra, the god Korash, the god Pharaoh, the angel Lord, the idolatrous priest Elkanah. Do you know what the difference is between the idolatrous priest Elkanah and the idolatrous priest of Elkanah? So why are they saying it's the god Elkanah? Oh, it's got El, and so it's God. They're code words, first of all. Cut it out. Because section 117 still has those same code words that are talked about in here. Actually, it's in 2, isn't it? Because I'm not seeing Shinehaw. So that would be in figure 2's explanation. Where is it? Come on, where's Shinehaw? Seriously? You're gonna make me look it up? Oh well. It's supposed to be with the sun. Now it's taking way too long, because it should be with figure 5. Egyptian's the sun. Grand keyword. These stars, Floes. Key Floes. Hakokobim. Where's Shinehaw? Now I have to type it in and take away Zion. Now there's section 117, Abraham 3. It's in the text. Dear God. All that for that. Oh, Alright, so Zion, city of the sun, technically, so not too far off topic by that waste of my time. Alright, so never, this is an awesome study to just go over Zion, starting at the end of it, because there's some stuff in the Old Testament, New Testament. So if you want to focus on Joseph Smith's understanding of it, start at the end with Moses chapter 7. But it's supposed to be a city. It's not North and South America. Never. I just read it to you. The church's link, which, if they're going to link it, why not make it part of our canon of scripture then? Why not? If you're going to refer to it, people are going to want to know what it says. Check the footnote. Right? Stay away from B. You'll find out exactly why the church doesn't put it in canon. As I've already done the videos. And so it's going to be a city. It shall be called Zion, a New Jerusalem. But the reference to 19 July 1840 is that it's Zion and New Jerusalem. Two separate. Why two separate? And why is it Mount Zion? because Joseph Smith refers to that. I'll be going over that. There's several key ones that I want to cover with you. So you have a mountain. What is the shape of a mountain? Portrayed as a triangle, maybe. The delta symbol, like a pyramid. Yep. So two of them. Wonder if there's any symbol where there's a combination of two delta pyramids. It's not the cross. I can't figure out exactly what it would be. So that we can now read over, having purged ourselves of the incorrect information from the church, and actually see what Joseph Smith was actually trying to get across, that has not survived well and needs to be updated and corrected. Look forth for the time of my coming, and holy city shall be called Zion and New Jerusalem. Moses 7:53. This is very, very curious, because, and the Lord said, now pay attention, blessed is he through whose seed, what is seed? From a man. What is that? Give you a hint. Men produce it in 300 million per second. I did a video earlier that I don't know if I'm going to upload it on YouTube, but it's about the depopulation agenda using psychology on Americans to squash the population since the baby boomers after World War II. But isn't that interesting? The Mormon Messiah is a mortal man born of mortal parents. Isn't that interesting? Moses chapter 7 verse 53. King of Zion, the rock of heaven. Well, Jesus, he was, blessed is he, that's Heavenly Father. His seed immaculately penetrated Mary and immaculately conceived Jesus, right? That's what it's talking about? Seed, huh? Okay. You want to live in denial, do you? And so here's the Lamb associated with Zion, Son of Man. Mankind has seed, but that's not what seed for the Messiah is, right? Okay, so I think we go into DNC now. Well, there is the official declaration. I think we need to do it this way. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, official declaration 1 speaks of Zion, but it doesn't talk about land north and south. Yeah, I don't see it going back over it. It's verse 19 and 16. 16, any of the men in the temple at Logan, which has the inverted pentagram, for all ordinances would be stopped throughout the land of Zion. Yeah. The Edmunds-Tucker Act shut you down. But they allowed you to continue to worship as a religious group, but you were not officially a church recognized by the United States anymore. And let's see. Therefore, the Son of God, not the Son of Man, felt disposed to have that thing presented to the church and to the world for purposes in his own mind. Yeah, you're a legend in your own mind, aren't you? The Lord has decreed the establishment of Zion. He has decreed the finishing of this temple. Logan Temple, huh? With the inverted pentagram of his brother, or is it his? And it, So I thought that was curious. It's amazing how you see more when you find out the truth. You go back over things. Alright, so 133 is the next one. Mount Zion. Yeah. So, in Mormonism, there's the understanding that Jesus will come down to Adam-on-Diamond. I've read to you that that's when Lucifer gives Jesus the authority. Oh my God! Joseph Fielding Smith Jr. So will you read it again? Because I guess I have to keep reminding you, because if one video I don't refer to it and quote it, heaven forbid, we don't believe you, Travis. Page 290 and 291, under by the voice of the priesthood. Speaking of Adam-on-Diamond, at that time there will be a transfer of authority from the usurper, Jacob, and impostor, Lucifer, to the rightful king, Jesus. Oh my God! Lucifer will be in attendance at Adam-on-Diamond. And then Jesus flies over to Jerusalem on Pegasus. Stands on the Mount of Olives. And then there's a big earthquake. The mount splits in two, so that you have the two mountains, and then you have the sun god in the middle for Omega. I don't think anybody catches that. And then Jesus nukes all the enemies of the Jews who are almost extinct. And the remaining Jews go through the valley created to Jesus and say, what are those wounds in your hands and your feet? And Jesus says, these are the wounds of which I was wounded in the house of my friends. And they say, who are your friends? They don't seem like very good friends to me. We had nothing to do with it. Why are we getting blamed? Yeah, no, right here. It's Mount Zion. Talking about the graves of the saints shall be opened, and they shall come forth and stand on the right hand of the Lamb, the Christ, who's mortal because of seed, when he shall stand upon Mount Zion. Where? And upon the holy city, the new Jerusalem. Where? 19 July 1840, B. The mountain cities, not kingdoms. Brigham Young was all about kingdom. Joseph Smith intended cities. And as the rest of the world kills each other off, Zion and New Jerusalem will stand as the examples for the rest of the world. And that those who don't want to be at war, who don't want to be slaves, who don't want to be murdered, need to come to Zion and New Jerusalem to live. Big difference than, hey, let's overthrow the kingdoms of the world. And the leaders of governments will give us the authority to rule the world. Big difference. But that's what the church has indoctrinated us as Mormons from the time we're kids. Oh, Jesus is going to conquer all governments, and the president of the church will become the theocratic leader under Jesus, and all governments will now be... Nope. Brigham Young is the terrorist, not Joseph Smith. So, I did find something interesting. All orange. Yeah, I know. Orange White. The son of Lyman White. Lime is a color? I guess it is, isn't it? Especially with crayons. Everything's a color. A new color has emerged from Crayola. But he was talking about how Joseph Smith started polygamy, but it was a secret, wasn't supposed to be passed around to anybody, but he first found out about it through John Higbee, who had 2 extra wives. So John Higbee tells him, oh, Joseph Smith gave them to me. We're practicing in secret. Don't tell. Hey, are you sure it was Joseph? So it's amazing how when you go back and you look at the documents, you realize, oh, Joseph was innocent, huh? Got it. And so, yeah, it was among the Danites of Brigham and Heber who were spreading it around. Likewise with this, the Council of 50, which was a counter government to overthrow America with. And it was done away when they had to flee the country to come to their new kingdom, conquering the native indigenous people. And I shouldn't have said indigenous, native. Indigenous means they evolved from amoebas in the sea, crawled up on land as lizards, and then became chimps and then humans. That's supposedly what indigenous means. So, 3356. Stand upon Mount Zion. Yeah. And so 20 in that same section. When the Lamb shall stand upon Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written on their foreheads. What is his father's name? Amen. So we're all going to have tattoos of Amen on our forehead. Why can't we just have the symbol? I think the symbol is sufficient. Why do we have to have the full name? Maybe it's the Egyptian version of the name. That would work, or Paleo-Hebrew in this particular case. Does it have to be permanent? Can we have erasable ink? You see, the other option is 666. Or in its other form, MAGA. They don't have it tattooed. They just get to wear a baseball cap. Why do we have to have it tattooed? But here, see, Mount Zion is in America. Wherefore prepare ye for the coming of the bridegroom. Go ye out to meet him. For he shall stand upon the Mount of Olivet. No. Mount Zion in New Jerusalem in America, Southern Illinois, 19 July 1840. This is code. So now go back to section 45. Yeah, we might be able to get there. I didn't have it listed to go there, but yeah, this is just fascinating. Okay, now 124, 31. Whoop. Wait a minute. I'm not seeing a 124:31. I get the wrong reference, obviously. So I can only see to 33, and then that one to 26. So we'll have to click on it. So 31. But I command you, all ye my saints, to build a house unto me. I grant unto you a sufficient time to build a house unto me, and during this time you're baptized. Yeah, that's not it. So it's not 124. So let's go back. (133:24). The land of Jerusalem and the land of Zion. Yeah. Again, separating them. But it wasn't really what I was... I don't know why I put that there. Alright. So, 97:19. Let's see if I got this one correct. 97:21. And there's 19 in it. And the nations of the earth shall honor her, and shall say, surely Zion is the city of our God, and surely Zion cannot fall, neither be moved out of her place, for God is there. And Zion is pure in heart. You get Mormons going wacko, saying, Zion is the pure in heart, there is no Zion. Alright. The Book of Mormon condemnation is next. That caught my attention. Benson was all about condemning Mormons, continuing the condemnation in the Doctrine and Covenants. You guys are wicked. The Constitution will not be saved in Washington now. Joseph Smith is a false prophet. So, let's see, we gotta get to 57 and 58. And they shall remain under this condemnation long after President Ezra Taft Benson, until they repent and remember the new covenant. What is the new covenant? Even the Book of Mormon and the former commandments which I have given them, not only to say, but to do according to that which I have written, that they may bring forth fruit. What? We can't just say that we have a spiritual witness from God, because God gave us the spiritual witness which came from God, which gave us the spiritual witness which came from God. We have to actually produce fruit. People might judge us. They might know we're bad. Can't have that. That won't work. I don't like that doctrine. I like spiritual witness doctrine. Otherwise, there remaineth a scourge. And a judgment to be poured out upon the Mormons. Where do we hear about scourge? Section 45, verse 31. Interesting. Wonder when that will happen. We just have to establish the date time frame for the latter days, and then we'll know what this scourge could possibly maybe be. That will be a judgment upon the Mormons who are wicked, have not followed their Book of Mormon, being under condemnation. I wonder. 64 is the next section. (23 to 24). Okay. Oh, there's that word "cut off." Joseph used it. Said that was the exact wording from the 1769 version of the King James Version of the Bible. Ours is different. There's a different word there. It's not cut off. Let's see. That's rebellious Mormons shall be cut out of the land of Zion. And land and city are interchangeable because the city has to be built on land. So like in the Book of Mormon, a founder who settles the land builds a city, and so the city and the land are named after the settler who founded it. That's similar to what's being talked about here, is that the city of Zion, city of New Jerusalem, will be in the land. And so it's not North and South America. Alright, so 23, 24. Inheritance. Okay, so it's in 22. Open heart up to the land of Zion. For the Lord requires the hearts of the children of men. A certain president of the church's heart was weighed in the balances and then found lacking. Here we go, 23. Behold, now it is called today until the coming of the Son of Man. And in that, and verily, it is a day of sacrifice, barbecues, and a day of protection rackets. Tithing is for the poor, and yet the church, the tithing settlement, the bishop reads from Malachi, and we're supposed to then reinterpret Malachi as the storehouses are supposed to be for the LLC corporations like Ensign Peak Associates or advisors investing in the stock market. That's how we're supposed to interpret it now. For he that is tithed, protection racket, shall not be burned at his coming. So instead of giving it to the poor, it's now a forced requirement to pay in order to be Mormon, and it's your protection against the day of burning. That's why it's called tithing insurance or burning insurance. Second coming insurance. Oh, Babylon. Yeah, I will not spare any that remain in Babylon. Yeah, 24 is supposed to be read also. For after today cometh the burning. This is speaking of the manner of the Lord. For verily I say, tomorrow all the proud and they that do wickedly shall be as stubble, and I shall burn them up, for I am the Lord of hosts, and I will not spare any that remain in Babylon. So Babylon is the wicked world, right? Nope. Babylon is a whore. She's the bride of Lucifer. Like the church is the bride of Jesus. Babylon is the great and abominable church. So let's read this again. So the coming of the Son of Man, the Lamb. There are only two churches, the church of the Lamb and the church of the devil, Lucifer, the great and abominable church. Day of sacrifice, tithing, which is for the poor. Great and abominable church, hoards the money. It's an extortion threat. It's hostage taking, financial hostage taking, slavery. That's what tithing is used for in the great and abominable church. And the Book of Mormon tells us all about this. And Mormons are under condemnation for not understanding the Book of Mormon. The proud, they that do wickedly, shall be as stubble. I shall burn them up. For I am the Lord of hosts, and I will not spare any that remain in the great and abominable church. Wow. You guys owe me big time for saving you or postponing September 22nd this year. No one has ever thanked me. Groundhog Day. Alrighty. So that's that. Let's go to 45. Frustrating. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Verse 31, and there shall be men standing in that generation that shall not pass until they shall see an overflowing scourge. For a desolating sickness shall cover the land. But my disciples shall stand in Zion and New Jerusalem, the holy places, and not be moved. But among the wicked, men shall lift up their voices, curse God, and die. I've seen news reports of that. There's earthquakes, desolations. I just had one in the Midwest because of climate change. It's not tornado season, but man, was it massive. We've been spared in the Atlantic because the Saharan desert has been blowing over the Atlantic Ocean, reaching America. And that, I've noticed, tends to calm the waters down. But if we were to have a year where that did not happen, dear God, we're looking at 5s and 6s and 7s that aren't supposed to exist. Alright, so those who are righteous will be looking for the signs in the heavens, not listening to the false prophet who will remain silent and deceive. The sun shall be darkened, moon turned to blood. The clouds from Revelation 19. There it is, here it is, verse 48. And I've gone over this, I've told you, you will not believe, you refuse to believe. But here it is again. And then the Lord shall set his foot upon this mount. Which mount? Mount Zion. Where? America. And it shall cleave in twain, and the earth shall tremble and reel to and fro, and the heavens shall also shake. And so all the Mormons who are laughing shall see their folly. The Mormons who are mocking shall experience calamity. The Mormon scorners shall be consumed. The Mormons who have watched for iniquity shall be hewn down and cast into hell. That's what the fire refers to. Then the Mormons look upon the seed of the Messiah. What are these wounds in thy hands and in thy feet? Then shall the Mormons know that he is their Christ. For he will say unto them, you wounded me, bleep and bleep bleeps. I have ascended to the throne. After having told Mary, my wife, that she can't have sex with me yet, we have to wait until we're married. But you had sex with her? She's got kids? And you're not married? Matthew, or no, that's John. John, what are you trying to say? I am son Amen. And then the Mormons shall weep because of their iniquities. Then shall the Mormons lament because they persecuted their own Christ, King. Yeah. And so Zion and New Jerusalem, a land of peace, city of refuge, place of safety for the saints of Amen, Most High, sun at noonday. And he shall be there, insomuch that the wicked will not go. It shall be called Zion. And those who will not go will have to flee there, otherwise they'll have to fight for survival, because everybody else will be at war with another. This is a big difference. The church is not going to war against the world. Big difference. Joseph Smith says, we're going to set the example and be the celestial kingdom on earth. And only those, 76, I didn't put that in here, did I? And 76 tells us, oops, I need to go back to, there we are. Yeah, those who are celestial, they come forth in the resurrection of the just, first resurrection. They who are come unto Mount Zion and the city of the living God, born of seed. the heavenly place, the holiest of all. The church of the firstborn of the Lamb, not the great and abominable church. They come out of the great and abominable church. And then there's the new and everlasting covenant is the law by which they are to live in Zion, which is marriage. It's not sex slavery of polygamy. It's not tithing as a protection racket. That's what the great and abominable church false prophets want to deceive you with. To claim that they've got to take over the world, that the whole world belongs to them, and that they're going to conquer all nations, and all nations will be given to the great and abominable church to rule and reign for the millennial reign of their version of peace. So, isn't that great? Decoding the great and abominable church of Zion. So, I already have 2 days and 1 day before Friday. I already have them in mind. So I already did day 3, so I kind of have to wait.